What's up? Welcome to the video. Now, they say you only have 10 seconds to grab someone's attention on YouTube or they click away, and I already used 3 on my intro or my logo. I'm such an idiot. So look into the screen. This video will be good. You can trust me. Okay, so today we're comparing 4 major platforms for video creators, and we're only going to talk about the stuff that matters: price, licensing, and some quick pros and cons for each site to figure out which one will suit your needs. Now, I'm not going to mention if this site has 4 million photos and this site has 2 million photos, because if I type in cinematic couple on a beach and I get this, it really doesn't matter how many photos they have. You know what I'm saying? It's quality over quantity. Now, I've used all these sites personally. I have no affiliation with any of them, but if you want to pay me off, feel free to contact me. Just kidding. Maybe. Message me. Okay, let's get into it. Let's talk about the pricing. Now, this is going to be cost per month based on a yearly subscription in US dollars. We got Envato Elements at $16.50. We got Storyblocks at $30. We got Motion Array at $30, and we've got Artlist at $35. Now, let's talk about what's included in those plans. They all come with unlimited downloads, video templates, stock footage, and music and sound effects. Now, where they vary a little bit is Envato Elements has a ton of stuff like fonts, 3D features, presentations, email templates, WordPress templates, a whole bunch of other stuff I can't even list here, but I just want you to know that. We'll go over that in a little bit. And Motion Array and Artlist have AI voiceovers, which the other two currently do not have, if that's something you're interested in. One other thing I want to point out is Artlist has stems. Now, if you don't know what stems are, it essentially means if you find a song you like, you can download the individual stems, which means you can just take the drums, you can just take the bass, you can remove the vocals, or you can remix the song totally. So that's a pretty neat feature if you're into that stuff. Envato Elements and Artlist in these plans also have an extension for Premiere Pro. So that means if you're using Premiere, you can use the extension to work right in the program and never actually leave the program to go download something from the website. Next, let's talk about licensing. Now, their licensing is pretty simple for all these sites. They've kind of made it that way. Storyblocks, this is their direct quote, but it says Storyblocks is dedicated to making stock media simple. That's why we offer worry-free licensing with the highest level of legal coverage in the industry. They don't actually say, kind of like the other sites do, where they say, hey, you can use this for your YouTube channel, or you can use this for a movie. Now, the only exception on some of these sites, if something is listed as an editorial piece, you can't use that in movies and things like that. All of these seem to check the boxes for personal and commercial use. Okay, so this is the part you're really going to want to pay attention to. It's the pros and cons of each site. Now, some of the things may sound good on the surface, but once you get into the details, the devil's in the details, I think they say, this may make or break the site for you. So let's start off with an Envato Elements. Let's hop in there and let's see what's good and what's bad. Okay, so here we are. Now, the price you're seeing on the screen is, because I'm recording this during Black Friday or Black Friday week or month, I don't know what it is anymore. So when you see this video, the price is probably going to be back to normal. Now, we already know a huge pro of Envato is the price. It's half the price, basically, of all its competitors. Another huge pro is the sheer amount of assets they have. No other sites have this. They have stock video, motion graphics, video templates, they have music, sound effects, graphic templates, graphics including vectors if you like working with those. This 3D section, which is really cool, I want to show you. Presentation templates, photos, fonts, these add-ons, and they also have all these templates here. Just the amount of volume, no one can match this. So let's click on this 3D section because I think it's pretty neat. I'm going to click on that and I'm just going to pick vehicles because it's, I don't know, trending. So let's say I wanted to use this car here for a poster of a cruise night or something. Now, the cool thing about this is I can click on View 3D Render, and now I can move this around and download this file in either PSD, that's a Photoshop file, which opens in Affinity, or I can just download it as a transparent PNG with no background. So the cool thing about this is I can control how I want this photo to look, or this render, which is pretty neat. Now let's go over to the stock video tab, which I think, in my opinion, is a bit of a con. So let's click on stock footage. Now, the amount of stock footage they have is also unmatched. I think they have over 6 million, over 6 million videos. So if you're looking for something for your video, you're probably going to find something you want to use, but I want to say their footage is basic, but it is a bit more generic than some of the other sites. Now, let's search for something. Let's search car chase. Now, if I click on this video here, car chase, if you look in the bottom right corner here, it's going to tell you the resolution, the length, and the file size. Now, I can only download this video at this file size, which I don't like. I think this is a con. A lot of other sites allow you to pick it at a lower resolution or a higher resolution, depending on what you're working with. Maybe I don't want to download almost over 600 megabytes for a 51-second clip, which I may not use all of. So if you're heavy on video, you like options to be able to download different file sizes or resolutions. I also don't like, if you scroll down here, it's a similar stock video, but this isn't story-based. I can't find another video here from that clip. So if I'm trying to build something and I want different scenes or something like that, I have to, maybe I could find this creator's name, click on it, and find the video there, but I don't actually have any options to find what matches this footage, so I don't like that. So that is Envato Elements, pros and cons. Okay, so let's talk now about Storyblocks. So here we are, and they've got their options of footage, motion backgrounds, video templates, audio, and images. So you can see here they have 2.6 million assets, which we saw Envato had over 6 million videos alone. So they don't match them anywhere near in assets, but this might be a quality quantity thing. I think their videos are a bit more unique, and I think their music is also a bit more unique. But let's go to their footage and let's search for car chase, and I'll show you another pro. Let's just spell it right. Another pro, in my opinion. So let's just click on this video here. It looks like this guy's probably normally an outstanding citizen. Not sure what happened, but right away we can see on the right here, we have options. Now this video is not that big, but you can see there's a 4K option, an MOV, and an MP4 option. If this video was longer and happened to be a gig, this would be half a gig or less, and this would be even smaller than that. So I like having options when I'm downloading and working with video heavy, download speeds, render time, exporting, all that stuff. And another thing I like down here is similar footage. These are all from the same scene. So if I was trying to build something and edit, I don't have to click on the creator's name and try to find it. It's all right here. Anything from this same scene is right here. I can put it together and I can edit it. They also have this recommended music for clip here. So if you don't want to spend time looking for music to match it, they kind of do that for you, which I think is pretty cool. Now, this is $30 as a con. It's kind of middle of the road, and there's way less assets than Envato. I will say though, the audio is a little bit more unique and the footage is more unique. So depending on if you're working with video strictly, this might be a better choice, but those are the pros, those are the cons. Let's move on. Okay, so now let's talk about Motion Array. Now they've got the video templates, they've got presets here, motion graphics, footage, voiceover, which the other two do not have, music, sound effects, graphics, photos, plugins. So here's why it's cool and here's why it's not cool. So they kind of pride themselves on motion graphics. So if I click here, now motion graphics, sometimes you'll find like transitions or intros. They definitely have some more unique stuff than some of the other sites. So doing intros and some cool effects in your videos, I would say they have a bit of an upper hand there because they've got some kind of unique stuff there. So I will give them that. Let's go to their footage because you're going to be using that a lot. Let's type in car chase. Now I would say theirs is also a bit more unique than Envato. But if you look here, let's click on this video because it looks very similar. Looks like the last video we saw on Storyblocks. And if you go down here, they also have story-based editing or footage, which is right here. So this is the same footage that was on Storyblocks. Now, if I look at this here, my available formats is only HD. So in this particular video, I don't have an option as to the file size. Let's click on another one just to make sure. Let's click on this one here. And same thing, the format is only HD. So maybe you want a higher resolution. Maybe you don't like that. So again, something to consider when you're working with video, you want options on what you're downloading. I would say their music is good as well. I would say it's better than Envato. It's a little bit more higher quality. They have less photos, less graphics. This site is for more video-driven people as well. So Motion Array, pros and cons. The pros, it's in the middle. They have probably the best motion graphics or the most unique motion graphics if you're into transitions or you're into cool effects when your video is going on. They also have an AI voiceover, which Storyblocks and Envato do not have. Their music is good. Their footage is more unique. And the price is somewhere, as I mentioned, in the middle. So that's a quick overview of Motion Array. Okay, so let's check out Artlist. So here we are, and they've got their music, their footage, their sound effects. They have a voiceover, which Motion Array has, but Envato and Storyblocks do not have. They have templates. They advertise LUTs, which means lookup tables, which essentially means you can color grade your footage or change the color a little bit, give it a certain feel, which the other sites don't advertise. They have them, but there's a reason for that. And they also have plugins. So let's go to their footage and let's search for car chase. You knew it. And if I go through, look at this footage. It looks a little similar, a little familiar, doesn't it? Looks like they also have the same footage as Storyblocks and Motion Array. Now, something a little bit different here. If you look on the right, they have HD, 3K, ProRes, 4K, MP4, but they also have a RAW version, which is different from all the other sites. Now, what that means is the footage has not been color corrected. It's the raw footage. You can basically take it and edit it kind of how you want to give it a certain feel. So I like that. That's different. If you're heavy on video, this might be important to you. They also do suggested sound effects down here, which is kind of neat. And they also have the story-based editing, or footage, should I say. So you can find the same clips from the same scene and put everything together. So I'm a fan of that. Now, I mentioned earlier their music. Now, this is a personal opinion. I think they have the best music. I really like it. And again, if you're heavy into video and audio, if you click on one of their songs, they have stems. You click on their stems, it allows you to download each track individually so you can get rid of vocals, or you can remix the song totally, or combine certain things to get a certain feel. So Artlist is the most expensive. I think even though they have similar footage, they have some unique footage as well. I really like their music, and I like that they have stems. So it's really up to you, but if you're heavy into video and creation, this could be the route you want to go. But that is Artlist. Okay, so there you have it. If you're looking for the best price and the most assets, check out Envato Elements. If you're more heavy on video and audio, you can go middle of the road and check out Storyblocks or Motion Array. Now, Storyblocks had that story-based footage, which is really helpful. It also has that multiple resolution option for file size, which is going to help you a lot if you're doing a lot of video. Now, Motion Array has an up with the motion graphics. They also have the AI option for voices. They have the story-based footage, but they do not have that multiple resolution option, which may make or break the site for you. And finally, if you're really heavy on video and audio, check out Artlist. I do think they have the best music. I love that they have stems so you can edit that music, and they have the multiple resolution option up to RAW so you can color correct your footage, and they also have AI voices. So if you found this helpful, please tap that like button. Feel free to join the Design Method gang. We play volleyball online once a week. I'm undefeated because nobody else has joined yet, but that's okay. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.